Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And we're underway from the bank. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Coming out, throwing is Baker. Into traffic, complete. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Nate Wiggins has got it. And the Ravens take over on his 5th interception of the season. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
It's pretty obvious this defense, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st down throw for Jackson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So that brings up 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Completed to his running back. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
Real quick.
Putting a receiver in motion. Throwing now on 1st down. It's Jackson. The throw is caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Going to the ground again on 1st. Has the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens will jump out to a 7-0 lead. kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Completed over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Achane gets this on the draw. Ooh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
Sometimes the surprises work out for a nice game. And sometimes, well, those surprises, they don't surprise anybody, and you're left hoping your running back just gets up.
From the gun, Mayfield. He's got Smith. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Offense in the hurry up here.
Hey, alert! Point it right. Keys! Hurry!
Slot man motioned over.
Up.
3rd and short, Mayfield. He's going to push one deep down the right. They connect on the deep shot. And that's a Tampa Bay touchdown. Well, Brock, that proved a little too tough to stick to. Turns out it was the right route to get a touchdown on that play.
Yeah, those corner routes can be some high risk at times, but big-time rewards. Think about this for a second, Kate. We talk all the time about the efficiency of a slant route and in breaking, that angle breaking in. Right, higher completion rate, you're throwing something breaking in. You have a corner that breaks out. Obviously, the efficiency may not be there, but boy, touchdowns and big touchdowns can follow when the two stay connected.
On now is Cook to kick this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha, sit on.
Lamar now from the gun. Finding Flowers. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Jackson. This one's taken in by Hill. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Flowers will go in motion left. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Hit applied by Bradley Chubb. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Has him on the quick hitter. He has room past the 25. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. He picks up 28 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Blitz coming, Lamar. Quick slant complete. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Sit on.
They'll run it here on 3rd down. and he's brought down for a loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense? Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. This, our last play of the quarter. Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And they take him down after just a small gain on the final play of the first. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Just a field goal separates these two. Back to the bank in just a moment. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Buccaneers football as we begin. They'll have it 2nd and 8. Running with A-Chain out of the gun. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12.
Run.
Baker now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Hey, 133. Alert.
First down, here's Baker. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And it's gonna be 2nd down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
2nd down carry for A-Chain. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down. They'll stick with A-Chain. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Punt meets him at the 28. And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. Looks like he might break it for a minute, but still a good 14 yards on the return. And the Ravens will go on offense. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Jackson to throw it. Finds his man. It's Rashad Bateman. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore. A tight end in motion now.
Hey, report.
They're running the option, short side. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Lamar back to throw. Hits his running back. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Man in motion out of the slot. Completed to Flowers. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag. Looking to throw, Jackson. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the inner harbor. The Ravens trying to make some noise before halftime. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Blitz coming here. Jackson. Caught by Flowers. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Now they send their back in motion right. Working inside the red zone. He's on the move, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Baltimore! The Ravens grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Mayfield now from the gun. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. Now Mayfield. That's caught. Devon Achane. Still has some space inside the 35. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Buccaneers hustling to the line. They're in the hurry up. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Tampa spends its 2nd timeout now. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. 2nd and 3 now. Out of the shotgun, a give to AJ. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. From the red zone now. This throw is caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal. They've got a man in motion. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles. Well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Shotgun snap for Mayfield. The back grabs it. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep them short of the sticks.
The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. So now, here's 3rd and goal.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Regular. Set. Got.
From the gun, Mayfield. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete.
I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept in breaking up those passes.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Buccaneers make it a 1-score game before halftime. Baker Mayfield the touchdown. They broke out the design, run for him there. Coach just tells him, hey, Brock, KQB, do your thing, get us 6.
Yeah, and these offensive coaches love this play, and defensive coaches hate it, Kate, because it really gives you an extra hat, right? An extra number when your QB's got the athleticism, got the legs, got the instincts to go run it in for 6. A defensive nightmare, an offensive touchdown.
Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. We'll see how they choose to use these final 22 seconds, Brock, of our first half. Throwing now on first down, it's Jackson. Escapes out to the left. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Looking to throw. His running back hauls it in deep right. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. On now is Cook to kick this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Hassan Reddick cleaning up that play.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Fits it through the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Still on the move, coming to the line for first and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. From the gun, here's a handoff. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Changing it up here, Jackson. Finds him over the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
On first down, Jackson. This one's caught. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. Now in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Extra point converted by Gay. And the Ravens make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. To throw is Mayfield. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Roquan Smith with the pick. And the Ravens get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Well, no doubt they envision that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
From the 31. He'll dump this one off. Oh, what a hit! Jars the ball loose! Oh, and they get it back. The play's still live. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down. Pressure coming. It's Jackson. Dumped off to his running back. And he's brought down for a loss.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
From the gun, Jackson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And they're going to have to regroup after this one. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Escapes the pocket. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss. After the loss, it's 2nd and goal from the 5. Fighting for the goal line. Oh, we lost it. Someone punched it out. And the Buccaneers scoop it up. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
Gosh, we have seen these quarterbacks make some incredible plays from here to reach the end zone. That was certainly not one of them. Careless with the football, left an opening for those defenders to knock it free, and escape without surrendering any points.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. A-Chain on the inside give. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st down, here's Baker. McMillan hauls it in. Gets it to the 15. And they're going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Jalen McMillan with the touchdown. McLaughlin's extra point is up and good. And the Buccaneers cut it to a field goal game. Raleigh set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
180. Cut.
Blitz coming, Lamar. And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked off on 1st down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. It's Ravens ball as they try to keep that lead and close out a win.
DC, ready?
The Buccaneers bringing out a dime. Look, 3rd down coming. Lamar now from the gun. Flush down now to his left. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage. The defense calls a timeout. That's their 1st. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. 4th down, and on comes the former All-Pro Jake Bailey to punt. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. Now he starts from the 6. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. Got every single bit of that one, didn't he? Over 70 yards on the punt. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Run.
Throwing, Baker. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Into traffic, complete. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They'll motion him out of the backfield left. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Another try following the sack. He's throwing deep to the left side. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed a linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. Watch out!
He's back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers take a fourth-quarter lead. A chance to take their lead beyond a field goal on this point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers take a 4-point lead. On now is Cook to kick this away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha, sit hot! Sit hot!
Shotgun snap to Jackson. On the move, headed right. Oh, the football's loose. And the Buccaneers scoop it up. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
Watch out!
They did it! He made the interception! Picked up by Marlon Humphrey. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
That one right down the middle. And the Ravens push their lead to 3. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick-6. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. After the pick, here's Mayfield again. And they pick him off again. Roquan Smith with the pick. And the Ravens take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, okay, I guess we've got a couple of very giving teams today, Brock. One side coughs it up with a fumble. Then the other side graciously hands it right back with the interception.
Hey, listen, if you like playmaking defenses, then you like this game right here. These defenses, they're the ones supplying the big plays, and they're putting their stamp on this game. It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. It's a pickup of 8, and that brings up 3rd and 6. Back to the well again. Broke through the tackle. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Ask for a little bit more on that one. As that running back's come up with more than he's used to on 3rd down, he made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly, but he sure made that one look routine.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's able to get this down to the 13. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Motioning one of the tight ends. Another carry for him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Tampa spends its 2nd timeout now. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. They give it to him again. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got first and goal. Back-to-back carries here. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. That timeout taken by the Buccaneers, and that's their final one. Second and goal coming up from the 7. They'll try and punch it in. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. 3 yards on the run. It's going to be third and goal. Here we go, right up the gut. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. So in front of the flock of fans in the stands, the Ravens get the win at home.